and one for the intelligent as fellas get. Listen, let's settle this, be clear. I could fall back 7 years, still it ain't no one ahead of me. Consider it a blessing if you get to stand next to me. 5-star general, OG veteran, cake like.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. So I just got out of the gym. I just did shoulders and arms. And I get in the car and I'm kind of checking my text messages and emails and stuff. I get an email from my buddy who lost, a decent amount of weight, but he's got a lot of weight to lose. And he's been trying to do this for a while. It's been kind of in the works, and it's been a long time, let's face facts. And he's been typically, failing at what he's doing. Though he's lost a little bit of weight now, the amount that he has to lose is, he should have lost a lot more by now. If I lost 20 pounds, somebody in my frame, you go, I lost 20 pounds, you can see it. On his frame, 20 pounds is nothing. He's got a good 100 pounds to lose before you see any drastic changes. Now, he said, what do you think? Pretty good, huh? And I was like, pretty good for like the average person, yes, but for you, no. I think he was a little offset by that. I said, okay, here's the situation. Like, you're always concentrating on the positive because people tell you, focus on the positive, make it positive, don't focus on the negative. Now, that all has to be taken in context. Now, when I was in high school, my principal, I think I told this story before, my high school principal, I was fucking up all the time. I was getting in trouble, all this shit going on all the time. He brings me in the office. This is like short of being expelled because I was such a pain in the ass. He sits me in the chair and he says, Jerry, I'm going to give you the secret to life. And he takes a fucking note card and he draws a minus and a positive. So minus and a plus. And he hands it to me and he looks at me and he goes, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this means. Turn a negative into a positive. Okay, so it's basically you're using the negative to get something positive out of it. Or if something negative comes your way, you turn it and use it to something positive. Now, that didn't make much sense to me back then, and I think a lot of people are, it doesn't make much sense to them now, but a shining example of how if you keep looking at the positive, it can actually hold you back. Now, I'm not busting his balls, and I'm not saying that, he's bad for doing this, but Jason Genova is actually a shining example of how looking at the positive is holding him back from becoming the best that he can be. Now, you'll hear Jason say stuff like, oh, I lost 15 pounds. That's good, right? And then people go, it's not bad. He's like, well, it's better than only losing 3 pounds. It's not bad, right? Like he's focusing on the positive, saying, I lost 15 pounds, but he has 35 left to go. Rather than saying, fuck, I didn't hit the mark. I need 35 pounds more to go. He focuses on the positive part, which I think maybe his mom taught him. And the negative part never really, it just kind of floats out in space and never becomes anything. So therefore, he never reaches his full potential by, looking at that negative. Now, if you spin that around and look at the negative and you say, okay, I lost 15 pounds. Fuck, I had 35 more to go. Son of a bitch. You're focusing on that 35 and you didn't hit it. Now, some people consider that negative and they get all bummed out and frustrated. That's the defeatist attitude. That's the attitude you can't have. The attitude you have to have is that negative, failure. People I think a lot more are talking about their successes and their triumphs rather than their failures. And their failures are really where you build character, strength, and get your best, skill set or tools to go on and do better things. It's the negative. It's not the positive. If you do something and it comes very easily and you do it the first time, more than likely, it's not really worth a damn. If it's something that you have to do over and over and over again, and you eventually learn how to do it, and you learn your own way how to do it, and you have your own system of how to do it, whatever the case may be, even though you failed 3 or 4 times at it, when you finally succeed at it, you're probably really good at it, and then you're really good at problem solving and figuring out how to make that negative turn into a positive that you failed. I think it was Michael Jordan who had the quote was, I didn't fail at anything. I learned 355 ways how not to do something. And I kind of step back and I'm like, that is why Michael Jordan was who he was. When he first started playing basketball, I don't think anybody really had him lined up as one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time, basketball player. But, he would try things and do things and not be afraid to fail. And if he did fail, it wasn't a fucking like, oh my God, I didn't fucking make the shot. It was like, I didn't make that shot. I'll fucking try it again the next one. But that one, I went like fucking this with my wrist. I'm going to go like that with my wrist for the next one. Like he would, learn from that failure of the missed basket or whatever. And then he would fucking apply it to the next one. And lo and behold, we had someone who we had never seen the likes of ever in the history of the fucking world play the game. So I think that it's a big, like, I don't know what you'd call it, a big fucking farce, that you should not concentrate on the negative and only concentrate on the positive. I personally think that if more people concentrated on the negative, they would do better overall with their personal goals, life goals, business goals, whatever the case may be. You know, if I'm trying to hit a certain number in the gym, you know, like, okay, for instance, there was the 400-pound bench press, 405, had evaded me. Actually, the 300-pound had evaded me up to that point. And I hit 300, but I failed at it so many times. I mean, so many fucking times over and over again that it would have been very easy just to say, I'm not even going to try this anymore. Like, 300 is not in it for me. And I know people that are like that. They're like, oh, I'll never get a 300-pound bench press. Why not? I just can't do it. I've tried over and over and over and over again. I'm like, okay, well, what have you changed? You know, what the fuck have you changed? Have you made it a priority? Like, you failed, but that doesn't mean that you're never going to accomplish it. You know, I mean, there are certain things out of reach. Like, I'm never going to be able to jump off the fucking roof and fly. I don't have wings. I mean, there's certain things that you're never going to be able to do. And if I did, I'd fail and hit the ground and fucking die. So there's going to be things that, obviously within context, but stuff like, you know, a weight loss. I mean, fuck, there's people that lose 100 pounds in 3 months. There's people that lose 500 pounds in fucking a year. I mean, you know, who the fuck knows? There's no limit as long as the person goes out there and does what they have to do to get it done. But I think it's about time we stop with this, you know, the pussification of society. Everybody gets a medal. Everybody's a participant. Everybody's fucking awesome. Don't leave any kids behind, even though they're dumb as fuck and shouldn't go to the next grade. All this shit, we're telling them positive, positive, positive. When I was younger, fucking, if you failed a test, the teacher was like, what is wrong with you? You failed the test again? This is like the 9th test in a row. Do you want to stay back? Do you want to go in the fucking room with the dumb kids? Do you want to go in the fucking special ed? Do you want to go wear a fucking helmet? Do you want to do that? You know, I actually did want to go wear a helmet. But I mean, you know, they would use that negative reinforcement. And you'd be like, no, I don't want to go in the fucking retard room. Oh, no, I don't want to stay back. Those kids are like fucking a year younger than me. I don't want to stay back. That negative reinforcement turned into something positive. And guess what? I passed the next test. So be aware, guys. Negative is not always negative. Positive is not always positive. This is a fucked up situation. I sound like fucking Bruce Lee or the Dalai Lama or Buddha or something. Negative is not always negative. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. Biostraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is the blog. Like the negative, positive bicep, or either one. Who the fuck knows? We're out of here.